The Senate will come to order. Senator Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues and guests, both here in the chamber and the gallery, stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Majors, please call the roll.
Senators Aguilar, Baumgartner, Carroll, Cook, Crowder, Donovan, Garcia, Grantham, Guzman, Heath, Hill, Hodge, Holbert, John, Johnston, Jones, Kafalis, Kerr, Lambert, Lundberg, Marble, Martinez-Humedic, Merrifield, Neville, Newell, Roberts, Sheffel,
Excused.
Scott, Sonnenberg, Stedman, Tate, Todd, Ulibarri, Woods, Sheffel. Mr. President.
Here, with 35 present, 0 absent, 0 excused, we have a quorum. Senator Martinez-Humenic.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the reading of the Journal of Friday, February 26, 2016 be dispensed with, and that the Journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted, and the Journal is approved. Senate Services.
February 29, 2016, correctly engrossed Senate Bills 99 and 122, Senate Joint Resolution 10, correctly re-engrossed Senate Bill 13, correctly revised House Bills 1012, 1028, 1086, and 1125, correctly re-revised House Bills 1057 and 1084.
Introduction of resolutions.
Senate Joint Resolution 11 by Senator Grantham and Representative Wilson concerning discouraging the lease of the CSP2 facility in Canyon City to the federal government.
Majority Leader Scheffel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate lay over Senate Joint Resolution 11 to March 1st.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Joint Resolution 11 will lay over until March 1st. Introduction of bills.
House Bill 1284 by Representatives Norberg and Moreno and Senators Hill and Garcia concerning divestment by the Public Employees Retirement Association from companies that have economic prohibitions against the State of Israel.
House Bill 1284 is assigned to the Committee on Finance. Third reading of bills consent calendar. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to all the bills on the third reading of bills consent? Majority Leader Scheffel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Request that Senate Bill 122 be removed from the third reading of bills consent calendar and placed at the end of the third reading of bills regular calendar.
Senate Bill 122 will be placed on the third reading of bills calendar, being removed from the third reading of bills consent calendar. Mr. Majors, would you please read the remainder of the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar?
Senate Bill 99 by Senator John and Representative Primavera concerning implementing recommendations of the State Auditor's Office by establishing the authority of the Correctional Education Program to sell and may produce products to specified persons. House Bill 1086 by Representatives Ryder and Norberg and Senator Holberg concerning modification of the dates on which the required performance audits of certain governmental entities are due. House Bill 1028 by Representative Van Winkle and Senator Cook concerning modifications to the statewide death and disability plan administered by the Fire and Police Pension Association. House Bill 1012 by Representative Ryder and Senator Scott concerning requirement that a municipal clerk file a copy of each statement of election results with the Division of Local Government and the Department of Local Affairs rather than the Secretary of State.
Majority Leader Scheffel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate adopt the remaining bills listed on the third reading of bills for final passage consent calendar, which includes Senate Bill 99, House Bill 1086, House Bill 1028, and House Bill 1012.
The motion before the body is the adoption of all of the third reading bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar. Is there further discussion on any of those bills? Seeing none, are there any no votes on any of the bills? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 99 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Minority Leader Guzman. Senator Heath, Senator Stedman, Senator Newell, Senator Aguilar, Senator Merrifield, Senator Todd, Senator Kerr, Senator Hodge. Senator Johnston. With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1086 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Minority Leader Guzman, Senator Tate, Senator Crowder, Senator Grantham, Senator Woods, Senator John, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Hill, Senator Lundberg, Senator Scott, Senator Marble, Senator Heath, With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1028 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Crowder, Senator Grantham, Senator Jones, Senator Todd, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Heath, Senator Merrifield, with 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1012 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Kafalis, Senator Crowder, Senator Heath, Senator Grantham, Senator Todd, Senator Merrifield, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Newell, third reading of bills, final passage. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1125?
House Bill 1125 by Representative Rubin, Senator Baumgartner, concerning creating a Colorado statutory reference to conform with the federal definition of veteran.
Senator Baumgartner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1125. Ask for an aye vote.
You have heard the motion. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1125 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Kafalis, Mr. Majority Leader, Senator Aguilar, Senator Woods, Senator Jones, Senator Tate, Senator Lambert, Senator Holbert, Senator Todd, Senator Ulibarri, Senator Scott, Senator Crowder, Minority Leader Guzman, Senator Heath, Senator Lundberg, Senator Roberts, Senator John, Senator Donovan, Senator Marble, Senator Neville, Senator Carroll, Senator Kerr, Senator Cook, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Merrifield, Senator Garcia, Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Grantham, we have room for 4 more. Please add the President. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 122?
Senate Bill 122 by Senator Baumgartner and Representatives Nordberg and Brown, concerning additional oversight of the activities of the Department of Transportation.
Senator Baumgartner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 122 and ask for an aye vote.
You have heard the motion. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, are there any no votes? Senator Carroll, Senator Donovan. Senator Jones. Senator Ulibarri. Senator Stedman. Senator Hodge. Senator Merrifield. Senator Kerr. Senator Newell. Senator Johnston. Senator John. Minority Leader Guzman. With 23 ayes, 12 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 122 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Crowder. Mr. Majority Leader. Senator Neville. Senator Scott. Senator Lundberg. Senator Woods. Senator Lambert. Senator Hill. Senator Grantham. General Orders, second reading. Majority Leader Scheffel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Request that two bills, House Bill 1032 and Senate Bill 127, be removed from the second reading of Bill's consent calendar, be made part of the General Order second reading of Bill's calendar.
House Bill 1032 and Senate Bill 127 will be removed from the General Order's second reading of Bill's consent calendar and placed on the General Order's second reading of Bill's calendar. Which takes us to General Order's second reading of Bill's consent calendar. Senator Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of General Order's second reading of Bill's consent calendar.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate will resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of General Order's second reading of Bill's consent calendar. Senator Woods will take the chair.
Committee will come to order. The court rule is relaxed. Mr. Majors, would you please read the titles to all the bills on the General Order's second reading of Bill's consent calendar?
House Bill 1043 by Representative Brown and Senator Baumgartner concerning the Joint Technology Committee's authority to approve the request for a waiver of certain deadlines after monies for a project have been appropriated. House Bill 1076 by Representative Hamner and Senator Tate concerning the status of a retired architect. House Bill 1025 by Representative Hart and Senator Tate concerning statutory recognition that an insurance policy may be subject to renewal by an admitted insurer within the same insurance group as the insurer that issued the insurance policy.
Majority Leader Scheffel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that the committee adopt the bills listed on the General Order second reading of Bill's consent calendar, which includes House Bill 1043, House Bill 1076, and House Bill 1025. Ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion? The motion before the body is the adoption of all the bills on the General Order's second reading of Bill's consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bills on the consent calendar are adopted. Majority Leader Scheffel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion is for the body to rise and report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The committee will rise and report.
The Senate will come back to order. Senator Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has had a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Majors, would you please read the report?
February 29, 2016, Mr. President, your committee whole basic reports out of consideration of the following tax bills. Make second reading thereof. Makes following recommendations that are on House Bill 1043, House Bill 1076, House Bill 1025. Passed on second reading in order revised, placed on the counter for third reading and final passage.
Senator Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the adoption of the report.
You have heard the motion. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the report of the Committee of the Whole is adopted. House Bill 1043, House Bill 1076, House Bill 1025 passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. General orders, second reading of bills. Senator Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of the general orders second reading of bills calendar.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate will resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of general orders second reading of bills. Senator Woods will take the chair.
The committee will come to order, and the coat rule is relaxed. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 116?
Senate Bill 116 by Senator Johnston concerning the creation of a deceptive trade practice under the Colorado Consumer Protection Act and the private custodian of criminal justice records to fail to remove a sealed criminal justice record from the custodian's database after receiving notice of a court order sealing that criminal justice record.
Majority Leader Shuffle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Move the committee lay over Senate Bill 116 to March 7th.
You've heard the motion to lay over Senate Bill 116 to March 7th. March 7th. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and Senate Bill 116 is laid over to March 7th. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1032?
House Bill 1032 by Representative Montini and Senators Todd and Cook concerning changes to the contents of a criminal summons.
Senator Cook.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1032, and there are no committee reports.
To the bill, Senator Cook.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Basically, what this does is removes the signature line on criminal summonses and penalty assessments on traffic violations. By doing this, it allows the State Patrol to move forward with e-tickets, which are electronic tickets on traffic stops, and the keys there are that it enhances officer safety, violator safety, but it also is an efficiency model. You can cut a traffic stop from 12 to 15 minutes down to 3 or 4 by electronic tickets by swiping or scanning driver's licenses or registrations.
Senator Todd.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And the other thing that it did do is it replaced the driver's license number and the license plate number. So that was replaced back onto the summons.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1032? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption. I'm sorry. Senator Carroll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And the question for the sponsors I have is, under the current system, we're striking language when someone gets a ticket that shall contain a place for the defendant to execute a written promise to appear at the date and time specified in the summons portion of the complaint. That written promise and notice to appear, I know, is rooted in due process of the Constitution for notice, and the new language does not appear to require acknowledgement by the defendant of notice to appear in court. It talks about giving it to the Department of Revenue, to the county, I see government entities getting notice, but it's not clear to me that the accused is getting the same notice and acknowledgement, and maybe one of the sponsors could respond to that.
Senator Cook.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The notice to appear is still on the electronic ticket. It's basically just taking away the signature line. So on the electronic ticket, it still has a location of the court on where to appear at.
Is there any further discussion? Senator Merrifield.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, I'm still confused in if you get a ticket but you don't get any carbon copy of it, what happens when you don't have it sticking there above your desk with the court date to remind you to be in court, and you miss that because you have no copy to refer to, and then you get a fine for not appearing? My concern is this loss of a tangible reminder.
Senator Cook.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You do get a copy of the ticket. It's a printout electronically, so it's like a grocery store receipt. It prints out of the machine, comes out as a receipt, and it has all the information about the why you were stopped, where you were stopped, the time you were stopped, and the location and time to appear. So you do get a hard copy of the ticket. It's just in a different form.
Is there any further discussion? The motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1032. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill is passed. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 127?
Senate Bill 127 by Senator Tate and Representative Arndt concerning the repeal of Medical Clean Claims Transparency and Uniformity Act.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Senate Bill 16127 and ask for an aye vote. This bill repeals the Medical Clean Claims Transparency and Uniformity Act. Correspondingly, it repeals all ongoing work of the Medical Clean Claims Task Force and eliminates the requirement that commercial insurance carriers use the claims codes developed by the task force.
Senator Tate, do we have a committee report?
Oh.
And would you please move the committee report?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I forgot about this little committee report. I move the Business, Labor, and Technology Committee report.
To the committee report, Senator Tate.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In the committee, we made a simple amendment changing the effective date of this bill. It has to do with the fiscal year and the manner in which the Clean Claims Task Force was organized, and it needs to be in place through the end of the fiscal year.
Is there any further discussion to the committee report? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of the Business, Labor, and Technology Committee report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee report is adopted. To the bill, Senator Tate.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd refer the members to the comments I made out of turn some moments ago. The Clean Claims Task Force came and gave a full report to the joint House and Senate business committees, and they recommended this bill, and again, I ask for an aye vote.
Senator Aguilar.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, I am not actually opposing the bill per se, but I am here to bring to your attention a tremendous opportunity lost. In 2010, Colorado created the Clean Claim Task Force, and for 5 years, over 25 volunteers from across the country worked to simplify billing for providers. And the estimated savings from this work would have been $80 to $100 million per year in Colorado alone. Unfortunately, to take the next step on this work, it was necessary for us to implement this in Colorado in 2017, and this was going to be a costly process. Now, the model that was developed was actually prescribed as well by the Affordable Care Act, and we tried to elicit the support of the federal government to pay to have Colorado pilot this program here, and actually everyone in our congressional delegation wrote letters of support as well. But we were unable to secure the funding and support from the Center for Medicaid and Medicare Services to pilot these clean claims in the state of Colorado. And I bring this to your attention because we have here 5 years of extraordinary work, time, and talent that is being thrown out the window because we can't get the support from our federal government to move forward with this plan and help lessen the administrative burden on our providers. And it's just a great loss, and I didn't want it to go unnoticed, and I wanted to thank all the people who'd worked so hard on this effort for the last 5 years, and hope that that sometime in the near future, our federal Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services will recognize this loss and resuscitate this effort.
Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I rise in support of Senate Bill 127. Want to thank the good senator and doctor from Denver. I agree with some of her observations, but I think there is a bright hope at the end of the tunnel, a light at the end of the tunnel. One of the things that we heard from the folks who presented the Clean Claims Task Force report is that they had reached a point where this really needed to go to the federal level, and we may yet this session still see a resolution encouraging our congressional delegation and Congress to take up this discussion. One of the things that I heard in conversations with members of the Clean Claims Task Force, say that 3 times quickly, was that it may not serve the industry or state legislatures or states well to have that conversation in many or all states when it could take place one time at the federal level with Congress. There was also discussion about the good work of the Clean Claims Task Force, as the prior senator addressed. That is accurate. But then they ran into some proprietary issues with different health insurance providers, and it seems as though that the funding that the prior speaker talked about, the authority maybe to take this the next step and make that a federal one solution for the whole country, that might make, or probably does make, more sense than having that multiple times or up to 50 times. So I want to express appreciation for the prior speaker's perspective, but also to the members of the Clean Claims Task Force who did give of their time and talent, and ask for an aye vote so that we can hopefully move this conversation on to the federal level and get a one-stop solution for the entire country. Ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 127. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill passes. Majority Leader Scheffel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Move the committee rise and report.
The motion before the body is to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee will rise and report.
The Senate will come back to order. Senator Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and had a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Majors, would you please read the report?
February 29, 2016, Mr. President, the committee holds vacancy reports that in consideration of the following tax bills being second reading thereof makes following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 127 has been passed on second reading in order to engross placed on counter for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1032 passed on second reading in order to revise placed on counter for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 116 laid over until March 7th, 2016, retaining its place on the calendar.
Senator Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the adoption of the report.
You have heard the motion. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the report of the Committee of the Whole is adopted. Senate Bill 127 is amended, passed on second reading, and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1032 passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 116 laid over until March 7th and retaining its place on the calendar. Consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. Majority Leader Scheffel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Having voted on the prevailing side of Senate Bill 122, I ask for its reconsideration. Move for its reconsideration.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. At least two-thirds. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 122?
Senate Bill 122 by Senator Baumgartner and Representatives Nordberg and Brown concerning additional oversight of the activities of the Department of Transportation.
Senator Baumgartner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 122 and ask for an aye vote.
Is there further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the readoption of Senate Bill 122. Are there any no votes? Senator Carroll, Senator Donovan, Senator Heath, Senator Stedman, Senator Kerr, Senator John, Senator Ulibarri, Senator Newell, Senator Hodge, Senator Merrifield, Senator Jones, Senator Johnson, Minority Leader Guzman, with 22 ayes, 13 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 122 is readopted. Co-sponsors. Consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title? Hang on. To Senate Bill 14.
Senate Bill 14 by Senator Holbert and Representative Williams concerning the alignment of state mortgage originating disclosure laws with recent changes in federal law.
Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 14.
Why?
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, this is actually an opportunity for us to observe the abilities of the lower chamber. On page 2 and 3, you will see that they inserted the word "and" in 3 places.
Has it been spell checked?
I also want to give credit to the Attorney General, Mr. President. If you look on page 2, line 23, there are two sets of references at the federal level, and on page 23 you'll see that CFR 1024 et sec is also listed. So the Attorney General's office gets credit for catching that one, and the House gets credit for adding the word "and" in 3 places.
Is there further discussion? Seeing none, are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the Senate concurs with House amendments to Senate Bill 14. Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate readopt Senate Bill 14.
Is there further discussion? Seeing none, are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 14 is re-adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Woods. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 29?
Senate Bill 29 by Senator Sheffel and Heath and Representatives Duran and Lawrence, concerning changes to Colorado insurance laws necessary to maintain accreditation with the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, NAIC, in connection therewith adopting a new own risk and solvency assessment law, ORSA, in a form substantially similar to the NAIC model, and enhancing Colorado's insurance holding company system by adding a required NAIC model provision specifying the insurance commissioner's power to issue subpoenas and examine witnesses.
Senator Sheffel.
Thank you, Mr. President. After we hear the explanation from my colleague from Boulder, I would move that the Senate concur with the House amendments to Senate Bill 29.
Senator Heath.
Thank you, Mr. President. And Senate Bill 29 basically gave authority for the commissioner to compel the production of information and financial examination of insurer, and this was all under the model legislation adopted by the National Insurance Commissioners, which was Senate Bill 14-152. This concurred with that, and it was discovered in the House that actually this should apply to para as well. And the language basically says includes any political subdivision of the state created pursuant to Article 45 of Title 8. So this would apply this and give the insurance commissioner authority over para. So I would move the readoption of this. Excuse me, concurrence of this. I would concur in my colleague's request for concurrence.
Is there further discussion? The motion before the body is the concurrence with House amendments to Senate Bill 29. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the Senate concurs with House amendments to Senate Bill 29. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate readopt Senate Bill 29.
You have heard the motion. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the Senate readopts Senate Bill 29. Co-sponsors. Senator Crowder. Senator Todd. Consideration of governor's appointments consent calendar. Mr. Majors, would you please read all of the appointments on the consent calendar?
Members of the Colorado Channel Authority Board of Directors for terms expiring October 6, 2019. Timothy Michael Ryan of Aurora, Colorado, an unaffiliated who has experience in the business operations of broadcast journalism, reappointed. Scott Allen Nachtrieb of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, Republican, to serve as a representative who has experience in the business operations of broadcast journalism, reappointed. Todd Barnes of Erie, Colorado, a Democrat, appointed.
Majority Leader Sheffel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate confirm the governor's appointments listed on the consideration of governor's appointments consent calendar, which includes members of the Colorado Channel Authority Board of Directors.
Is there further discussion on any of the appointments? Seeing none, are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Timothy Michael Ryan, Scott Allen Nachtrieb, and Todd Barnes are appointed as members of the Colorado Channel Authority Board of Directors. Announcements. Senator Kerr.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to remind everyone about a very important birthday on March 2nd. And a little over 100 years ago, Dr. Theodore Geisel was born. You might better know his name as Dr. Seuss these days. His birthday is marked all across the country with the largest celebration of reading that our country knows, and it's called Read Across America Day. I strongly encourage and invite every senator here to take some time on Wednesday morning to connect with one of your schools in your district and take along your favorite Dr. Seuss book and read that book to some kids at that school in your district, and help us celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday and participate in Read Across America. If you have any questions about how to connect with one of your schools or to fully participate in this, please let me know and I'd be happy to connect you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Newell.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, just a reminder that today is Children's Caucus. It is at noon and 3:56. We are hearing a panel talk about human trafficking and the impact that it has on kids in Colorado. So I hope to see you there.
Senator Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. A quick announcement. A reminder tonight is the Colorado Rural Electric Association Winter Gathering from 5:30 to 7 at the Marriott Hotel at 1701 California Street. Please drop by and say hello to those rural folks.
Continue, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Members, many of you know of a good friend that we lost Saturday. Representative Diane Hoppe passed on Saturday morning. Ask that you keep her family in your prayers. As soon as I know, it looks like that funeral will be March 12th, but that's not confirmed yet. As soon as I find out, I'll indeed let you know. You can check with me, but I ask for you to please keep her family in your prayers. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Todd.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I want to invite you to the Diabetes Caucus tomorrow at noon. And this was on your desk several weeks ago. And so you can RSVP back to that. If you can't find it, just call my office and let them know that you will be there. And then in addition to that, the good senator from Adams County and I would like to just speak briefly to the World Rare Disease Day, which is today, February 29th. Nearly 30 million Americans are affected by nearly 7,000 rare diseases and conditions in the United States. And while these rare diseases, by definition, affect fewer than 200,000 people, the sheer number of rare diseases means 1 in 10 Americans are affected by these diseases. So even with all the research that's being done, there are still diseases that just very few people contract and diagnose.
And the diagnosis of...
Martinez Humanic.
Thank you, Mr. President. The diagnosis of rare diseases often takes years and multiple visits to physicians and general practitioners to even find the characteristics that might be a disease that is not well known. Thousands of patients and caregivers, medical professionals, researchers, companies developing orphan products to treat people with rare diseases, and others across the world today are participating in this observance. So Global Genes will hold a variety of awareness-raising activities starting today. and throughout the month of March. So please be aware that there are folks out there that have these types of diseases that still are not very well known and do not have any cures. Go ahead.
Senator Todd.
Thank you. And there is a flyer that is on your desk today to find out a little bit more about this, and then please share this with your constituents as well. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Further announcements? Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, just a couple of things. First of all, we do have some birthdays that we're celebrating. There are treats appropriately situated in the back, so make yourself available for those and enjoy them. They are for Senators Hill and Holbert. Those are our February birthdays, so if you see them, wish them a happy birthday. Well done. In addition, it's always a pleasure when constituents visit us here at the Capitol. All the more special when we have award-winning constituents visit at the Capitol. I have three such young ladies who have joined me on the floor this morning: Amy Huang and Haley Kolseth and Emily Kinney. Let's see here. They've been a number of awards, statewide awards for their work with the school news publication Eagle Eye, statewide recognition for that. First place for their school website, statewide recognition for Vista Now, and a commendation for work on the Erie Yearbook. They are seated in the back, and they've been enjoying seeing our proceedings this morning. Colleagues, please join me in welcoming Amy, Haley, and Emily. So in the absence of further announcements, Mr. President, I move that the Senate adjourn to 9 a.m. March 1st.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The Senate will be adjourned until 9 a.m. March 1st.